Our final speaker of the evening is Sheila Campbell-Lloyd. Now, she is here in her role as the Vice Chair of IOD. Sheila's got 20 years of experience in business, both in the private and public sectors. In 2013, she set up her business, Highland Business Coaching, working with directors, senior managers, emerging leaders across a wide variety of businesses in the Highlands. She's passionate about helping her clients, but she's also passionate about keeping learning. She's just studying at the moment for an MSc in Coaching and Behavioural Change, and she's recently taken up the post of Non-Exec Director for ILM. And in addition to that, she's been recently very, very busy calving, because she's a farmer as well. Sheila is going to be, just to keep it real, yeah, and it's cows, very real. Cows, calving cows, yeah. She's been talking about how the IOD can help those of you who are wishing to get into board positions and how the IOD can help, because it seems that there is an entire panel of help here this evening. Sheila Campbell-Lloyd. Thank you.
This will take a wee while to load, so I'll just wait for our little experts in the corner there to just load this little presentation up. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real pleasure to be here tonight, and as Nikki said, whilst I'm the Director of Highland Business Coaching, I've recently taken up the post of Vice Chair for the Institute Directors just for the Highlands and Islands. It sounded like I was covering the whole of Scotland there. No, it's
Don't
just...
sell yourself short. We've learned that this
just
evening.
the Highlands and Islands. Don't do the A9 anymore. It's through that role that I have the pleasure of speaking with you tonight. You'll be glad to hear that my presentation is really short. I've got 10 minutes, and if you would like to go back, that's great. Deal with you later. And so really I'm here tonight to talk to you about how the IOD can support you on your respective board journeys. But before I actually go on to do that, I would like to spend a little bit just a really short time to explain to you what the IOD does. So I'm going to hopefully hit this and it's going to work. So maybe I'll just nod. Well, that'll be good. So that's great, thanks. So basically, the IOD was set up in 1903, so it's been going for a wee while now. And it's the longest serving institute in the UK supporting professional business people and leaders. We've got over 34,500 members across the UK, and those members are administered through 48 regional offices, of which the Highlands and Islands is one. Now, a lot of people think you have to actually be a director to be in the IOD. You don't. We'll take anybody in as long as you're willing and keen to learn. So yeah, on to the next slide, sorry. So I want to talk a little bit about what the IOD actually does. They've got 4 key focus areas. Supporting you, that's basically about giving you the skills and experience to become a competent and professional board member and director. And there's an absolute wealth of skill, knowledge and experience and advice available through the IOD, and we're going to touch on some of that briefly through the presentation tonight. The other area that is actually at the heart of the IOD is professional development. And it's our mission to train and develop every director to a standard, to a common standard set. The third area that we're passionate about is corporate governance. Some of you may find that very stuffy and boring, but actually I personally believe that it's critical to the success of any business is to have good corporate governance in place. And the IOD is passionate about delivering that and really getting a focus on good corporate governance. And we've got some fantastic training courses that cover all 3 sectors, covers the public, the private and the third sector. The chap that runs it, a chap called Mike Willis, is absolutely fantastic. He's got such a breadth and depth of skill and knowledge, and he does make it interesting, honestly. And finally, not only do we do all of this training and support, we're also there to act as a collective voice for our members, and we lobby and represent IOD members at the highest level in government and through the media. Okay, but we're not here to wax on about what the IOD stands for. And we click on to the next slide, please. Well, what we're here to do tonight is to help look at what we can do to support you on your respective board journeys. And as a result of which, I'd like to click on. And I'm going to be focusing on 4 key areas this evening. Professional director development, and then we're going to be looking at director support, mentoring and coaching, and then having a wee touch on what the ongoing members' benefits entails. So that's just not going to work. So we'll just leave that there. So if we click on to professional development. Hi, Jane. So professional director development, huge amount of training courses available. If you click on, please, huge amount of training courses available for director development. Training courses and interactive workshops. Now, they're open to anybody, so anybody can go to those workshops, members, non-members. You don't even have to be a director to attend them. All the courses are being developed by directors and learning and development professionals, and they're run by directors. So bona fide, you've been there, done it, seen it, got the t-shirt, they're running those training courses. So a good person and good skills and knowledge to pull from. We have a huge number of training courses available. They normally take about a day, and they cover the whole of Scotland. We've recently just re-established the IOD in the Highlands and Islands, and I'm really keen and passionately keen to get more training courses in the Highlands and Islands as opposed to travelling down the blinking A9 to Glasgow or Edinburgh every week. So we'll be running a lot of courses going forward, and if any of you guys have any burning training you would like, we'll set one up. There's training, a list of the training courses in the back desk, just as you come in. There should be enough for everybody here tonight, and we're going to forward some to you. Tanya's going to send some through post this event via HIE. And equally, they're all on the IOD website and the IOD Scotland website, if you'd like to click on. However, about 16 years ago, the IOD recognised that they really needed to have professional qualifications for company directors, so they set up a 3-stage standalone process so that you could create that journey to becoming a bona fide chartered director. First stage is certificate in company direction, the second stage is the diploma, culminating in chartered director status. There are 4,000 people across the world that have actually done the certificates and the diplomas now, and there's about 1,100 people that have done the chartered director status. It's equivalent to an MBA, so it's right up there. And I have to say that sadly there's only 48 chartered directors in Scotland, and even more sadly there's only 6 of those are female. But maybe if I could convince people to join and convince people to go on the chartered director's route, maybe the 7th person sat in this room or online tonight. Thank you. The next area I'd like to look at, keep clicking, the next area I'd like to look at is director support. Now, the director support, there's an absolute wealth of information, as I said, within the IOD, totally focuses supporting you in your board journey as a director or as a experienced board member as it stands to date. There's a whole rake of stuff there you can go and plug into. So I'm only going to touch on 4 things tonight that I think are quite valuable. The Director's Insight Toolkit, you can go online and you can plug into this, and it's like a little test. And that test will... That test will help you to understand where you are in terms of your skill set for things like governance, leadership, strategy, finance. And therefore, after doing it, you can then look to channel and focus your energy on what training courses that you can go on to actually bolster that skill, knowledge and experience. So it's a really good little tool to plug into. The next thing is the Learning Zone. The Learning Zone is an interactive, dynamic platform where you can go in, you can download material, you can do some research in there. If you're deciding to go and do your chartered or certificate or diploma, there's previous training courses in there, so you can go and plug in and do some learning on that. For those of you like me who are still passionate about having a physical book in your hand, the IOD Library in London, sadly it's in London, but it is well worth visiting. It's an absolutely amazing building, and my colleague here, Jo Adams, has been in that building, and it's a fantastic place to go. We have webinars regularly held, like we are doing tonight. It's a good source of sharing and learning. But for me, I think genuinely, and Tanya and Jennifer touched on it, the IOD actually gives you a huge network of contacts. And indeed, we're all making contacts here this evening. Going along to the training courses, becoming a member, you amass this huge list of contacts from a diverse range of people, be it public, private and third sector. And that's the ability to draw down experiences from them. And certainly for me, in the journey that I've had to becoming a director, I regularly tap into those contacts and draw down from their respective skills and experience. Okay, so the next area I'd like to look at is mentoring and coaching. Obviously, I'm very passionate about this area. The IOD have a number of mentors and coaches, professionally qualified and trained, and their whole reason for being is to support the members on their personal goals and on tackling business issues. Now, those personal goals and business issues can be as diverse as the clients that we have. But just to give you some high-level things that we would be looking at, you would be supporting your clients on things like becoming more strategic in their thinking, helping them to be more resilient and confident in the way that they work, helping them to improve the way their teams are working. But fundamentally, the IOD coaches and mentors are there to facilitate your support through that transition to becoming a board member, or even when you're on the board. Now, there's a number of coaches in this room this evening. Indeed, our host, Nikki Marr, has recently just become a coach. Joe Adams in the corner here is a coach, and also Jane Campbell's a coach. Forgive me, there's others that I've not yet met. But just, Fiona, you had mentioned earlier that there wasn't, it's all down the road. I mean, down the blinking A9. And actually, there's a lot of skill and experience in the Highlands. It's just making those connections, like I said previously, and tapping into them. Thank you. So the final area I'd like to look at tonight is ongoing membership benefits. Now, the IOD costs £385 a year to join. And a lot of people go, cricket, that's a lot of money. But actually, the membership benefits that you get, if you use them, they outweigh the actual yearly costs. And there's a huge number of membership benefits. Indeed, this very hotel, you get a lot of discount if you're an IOD member in this hotel, and there's a flyer just at the front door. As you can see on the screen, there's a huge amount of free membership benefits. The business lounges that you get with Regis and with the IOD are brilliant, and they're all free. They're free to IOD members. So if you're travelling a lot, brilliant. If you're also going up and down on the train, you get free upgrades on ScotRail, and we're in discussions with Virgin as well, so fingers crossed on that one. And that's really nice, so you're getting into a nice quiet carriage to get some work done. And the other thing is that you get the free airport lounges across UK and Europe, which is much better than sitting out in the main foyer. You get into a really nice lounge. The other thing that we do as well is that there's big discounts on a lot of hotel chains. There's big discounts on cars and car rentals, and it's not just for you, it's also for your family. So there's a lot of added on benefits. And also free, and which is something that I've used quite a lot in my role, is every year you get 4 30-minute free advice sessions. Yes, okay, if you had to do it face-to-face, you'd have to go to London. But I've done it on the phone, and a couple of clients that I've had required some legal advice. So I used my 30-minute slot to draw down some legal advice and then share it with my clients. And they were brilliant, absolutely fantastic. So they do anything from strategy, law, HR, really good 30-minute slots, and well worth it. So if you'd like to click on. So really, I hope, as I say, I only had a very short slot, but I really hope that that's given you enough of a short front window into the IOD, and I would encourage you, please, to come and have a conversation with us. There is so much more to the IOD, and we are absolutely here to support you in any shape or form we can. And as a Vice Chair for the Highlands and Islands, I want to get as much information from you guys as possible to how we can then go forward and support you guys. So this is the contact details that we have here. IOD Scotland, really easy to remember, or just type in IOD. And you will get to the main website. Huge amount of information in there, but as I say, please feel free to contact me at the interval or at the end. Thank you.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much for that, Sheila. Now, we did have a question which you answered just as it was being asked. Shona Wardrop was asking, how much does IOD membership cost? Respectfully, no, but you did answer.
No, but I forgot.
You forgot.
I forgot to say. Can I just? Yeah, I forgot to say the most important part, and I need to go and stand there so the people on the thing can see it.
I think, right, I think they may hear it if you've got
that's okay.
a lapel mic.
You join and it's £385 a year, but there's a one-off election fee at £220, which is being waived, so I convinced them to waiver that for tonight. Anybody that's in the audience, anybody's online, that £220 fee is being waived, and there's a special code. I forgot all about that, sorry.
What's the special code?
WOB 15, it's actually WOB 15.
Women on board's
15.
Women on board,
So
15.
WOB 15.
And the great thing is, if you didn't get all that, you can watch it back again tomorrow. And do you just have to say that you've been, so as long as you've got the code, that's fine. Right. Nobody put it on Twitter, please. And thanks very much, Shona from GIA, who's asked that question. I hope that answers you adequately. And we got a little bit of extra information for nothing.